Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in podcast land and on the YouTubes and on the streams and wherever the hell you might be finding us. Welcome back to another episode of Stand-Up Teardown. I'm your host, I guess, Sean Fau. That's my name right there on the screen. You can see it. And then right over there next to me is Mr. Matthew Ballek. How you doing today, Matt?
Hey, it's great to be here. I'm loving that energy, Sean. Are you partaking in some energy beverages before this episode?
About a half hour before the show, I chug a Red Bull. So, that's how I make sure it sets in and I'm ready to go and everything else is ready to go. Then I got about a half hour of fucking around with tech stuff. So, I got to fix all that. And then, kind of level out there. So we should be okay.
I was going to say, maybe we cut it back to a quarter can, but hey, it's a little Sean Paul fun fact.
Sorry.
No,
should I inquire as to your energy routine?
I really don't have an energy routine. Just do some calisthenics, maybe slap myself in the face a couple times, and nice. Then we're ready to rock and roll.
It's a little bit jockey for you, but yeah.
No, it really is. I'm just clearly not a stand-up because that is not at all what I do.
Put a helmet on, ram yourself into the wall a few times. Good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Call myself a bunch of demeaning names in the mirror, and then
well, that's just how I start my day.
No, but it's always great to sit down, talk stand-up with you. I have some hopefully great clips prepared. I feel good. I'm rolling in blind. I'm picking comedians that I maybe heard of but have not seen before. So I have a cacophony of clips ready to watch tonight.
Nice comedy caves there. So who are we starting with?
Steez.
I can't spell.
Another Sean Fau fun fact.
Indeed. Who's kicking it off for us today?
We're kicking it off with someone who I've never seen before, Ali Macofsky. She is a so-called rising star in the comedy world, known for her sharp wit, relatable observations, and fearless approach to taboo topics. Hailing from Los Angeles. I believe so, or it's straight off of her wiki that was run through ChatGPT.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you gotta run everything through the GPT.
Not at all how I talk.
All right, well, let's check her out.
All right, let's take a look. Ali Macofsky.
She's already very loud.
Up for me! Give it up for me! I deserve it. Thank you. I deserve
Someone else had some Red Bull.
I work hard. I'm working on my mental health. That's my mantra. I deserve it. I deserve it. I've been doing gratitude lists for a while. Does anyone do gratitude lists? Okay, a couple sad people here. Gratitude list, if you don't know, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a list where you write down what you're grateful for. I was looking back at an old one that I wrote, and, you never start a gratitude list when you're on top of the world. It's not like you just got the promotion, you're in love. No, you start a gratitude list when you're in the depths of hell. I look back at the first one I did, I just put, I'm grateful I have arms.
Not bad so far.
Not bad so far. No, yeah. I feel like
the
this
energy
would be a theme.
Yeah, the energy falls off a cliff though. Like she's comes in hot and then settles into sad girl.
I don't know. She's got a very deadpan face.
Yeah.
As well. So it's got kind of a female Mitch Hedberg vibe going on, but
somewhere between stoner and Downsy.
You said it, not me. But no, I'm loving the vibe. And also, I feel this will be a theme with there seems to be a lot of mental health.
Is that our theme for the day?
Mental health topic. I don't know if it's going to be the theme for the day, but I'm seeing it more and more. Maybe just because of the prevalence of your better helps. Coupon code incoming.
It's definitely a bigger theme in comedy in general these days. That's definitely for sure. But it's also just kind of a theme for the kids. I feel mental health is certainly a a more discussed
kids
topic
love.
than they love talking about their problems and how fucked up they are. So it translates to everything, I assume.
But yeah, I'm loving at least the fact that there are jokes attached to the mental health references. So it's not actually just like a therapy session as stand-up sort of thing. But no, I'm digging the intro thus far. Like, it's got me engaged.
Sure. And just on the therapy thing, like, it really depends on how you handle it. Cause like, you know, getting up there and having a therapy session can be really annoying, but also like Richard Lewis made an entire career of it. So like there is certainly a precedent for it. Oh yeah, that's right. He did die, didn't he? That is sad. Back to comedy.
I'm doing better than that today. Doing better than that. I have a lot of fears, though. I got a lot of stuff I'm afraid. I'm afraid of becoming a loser. That's one of my biggest fears. It's just that my parents are losers, so it runs in my family. And we all become our parents. I don't want to be a loser. My mom, she's an alcoholic. My dad, his name is Larry. That's it. That's his whole name. It's just Larry. That's embarrassing. It's not short for Lawrence. There's no silent letters, just Larry. Imagine the miracle of life, right? Having a baby. Imagine that. What a beautiful experience. You have a baby, you look down at this beautiful, innocent child. The doctor's like, what do you want to name this precious, innocent baby boy? And you're like, yeah, Larry is fine. That's child abuse.
Larry is fine.
That sets you up for failure. Try and imagine a 12-year-old Larry. You're bullying that kid in your head. You either can't picture it, or it's the lamest kid you've ever imagined in your life. That's my father. My dad...
Oh, yeah. So good.
Decent joke structure, and like the additional punchlines are helping. A lot of times that like distracts or just like almost takes away from a joke, but
it
was definitely building on that one.
Yeah, I just love the like. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's such a good delivery and line too. Like, that'll do. Oh my god, yeah, I'm digging that.
Very much so.
Sounds cool at first. This is the problem. He sounds kind of cool, kind of normal, but the more information I provide, the worse it gets. Like my dad, he loves smoking cigars. That's like a cool old guy thing to do. A lot of people smoke cigars. Nothing wrong with that. Does anyone here smoke cigars by chance? Okay, maybe it's not as normal as I thought. I don't know. I think like some people smoke cigars on just special occasions, maybe once a month, maybe even once a week. My dad smokes at least 5 cigars a day. That's a loser amount of cigars. 1 cigar.
Nice callback there.
Loser amount of cigars.
Is it too early to be a callback? Is that a callback, or is that the same bit?
I don't know. I guess it is kind of a callback, or yeah, I don't know what you. It is early enough to be. Yeah, no, you got me. I feel like it's.
I feel like a callback has to be in another bit.
Yeah, no, that's a reinforcement bit.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like there it's like reinforcing the fact that her parents are indeed losers.
Yeah. Bringing it back. Well, bringing it back around is the same. No, that's a separate thing. All right, let her go.
It takes at least an hour to smoke. That means my dad is smoking at least 5 hours worth of cigars a day. He has a job. 1 cigar, 8 inches long. My dad is smoking 40 inches of cigar a day. My dad is smoking the length of a modest couch in cigar. I FaceTime my dad. It was 10 in the morning. He picked up the FaceTime from his jacuzzi. That sounds cool. My dad's got a jacuzzi. What about your dad? Fuck you. Here's the problem. It's an above-ground jacuzzi. Larry's don't deserve underground jacuzzis. They don't work hard enough. Also, 10 a.m. in the jacuzzi. A jacuzzi is a reward for a long day. 10 a.m., you've done it all, Larry? Nothing else on the to-do list? My sisters, they're cool. I mean, I love my family. They're great. But my sisters, they used to bully me. You know, my sisters, like, I'm not gay, but my sisters do identify me as a lesbian. My whole life, my sisters have thought I was gay, ever since I was little. I remember they came home from middle school, which is the bitchiest time in a woman's life. I don't know if you've met a...
So one thing I'm just noticing here, just kind of hearkening back to our last episode, she has almost the perfect amount of pause between jokes for laughter. Like, she's not waiting for it. She's just like letting it happen, taking breath and going with it, or, kind of going from there. She's not bowling over it. She's not, powering through it, as it were. But, just that, like, that little moment of silence, just enough to let the laugh happen, but without like emphasizing it, like, sadly.
Yeah, not like the proud look as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sort of thing where she's like, yeah, of course you're laughing. And I also have more coming, so let's keep it moving. Like, I felt like, when are you going to pause this? Like, I might just accidentally watch this whole clip with no comments.
Honestly, yeah, that's the whole problem with the show in general. Like, it could very easily devolve into just the two of us watching comedy and, forgetting there's an audience. So, especially when they're good. When they're bad, I'm going to interrupt them constantly.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm digging, like, the pacing and everything. And, yeah, she doesn't, like, step on the laughs, but she's also not, like, begging for them either.
Yeah, there's enough confidence there to keep going and to know there's going to be a laugh, but to not need the laugh really. Like, even if they weren't laughing, that pause wouldn't be odd or out of place or, awkward at all. It's just, a period in a sentence.
No, I love it. ChatGPT was right. Ali Macofsky is quickly establishing herself as a comedian to watch in the industry.
Certainly on this show.
School girl, but they're pure evil. The meanest girl in the world right now is in middle school. And not only are you mean in middle school, you're also dumb as shit. You're the dumbest you'll ever be in your life. So my sisters, they come home from middle school, mean, dumb. They look at me and they go, ew, Allie, you're a lesbian. Ew, Allie, you're a lesbian. And they had this look on their face like they had just gone down on a woman. Ew, Allie, you're a lesbian. I was like, I'm 7. I'm 7 years old. I have no idea what that is. I don't know what that means. That's a brand new word. No one taught me what a lesbian was growing up. I didn't have that kind of education. They teach it now, though. You hear about this? Hear about this? Hear what they're doing in schools? They're putting dildos in kids' hands and they're forcing them to learn about gay sex. You hear about this? You haven't heard about this? They're bringing drag queens to school. Everyone shows their butthole. They read books. You hear about this? Yeah, I didn't have that kind of education. I wish I did. It would have been helpful. I would have learned a lot. Instead, I had to ask the two dumbest people I knew at the time, my sisters, what a lesbian was. I was like, what's a lesbian? Why am I a lesbian? Why am I a lesbian? And they go, well, you have really long sideburns.
Is that like a woman joke? Do I not get that? Or
I think it's just the joke of just the dumb answer because you're so dumb in middle school where it's like, yeah, I wonder if it's like, I don't know, when I was in middle school, it's like wearing an earring on the wrong ear meant you were gay sort of thing. So it's like the things kids would point out as making you gay or identifying as would be so obscure or, stupid in hindsight. So, yeah, I think it's just the laugh where it's like, what does that have to do with anything? But yeah, sideburns.
Yeah, like everything else she's said has been funny, so I feel like it's my fault that I'm not getting that one. But
I'm going to chalk that up to being your fault as well.
Yeah, being a man.
If you don't mind.
There's only so much we can do.
Which I guess is a lesbian trait. Elvis being one of the most famous lesbians.
All right. She's bringing it back.
I was terrified. I was so scared. I didn't know what a lesbian was besides the sideburns. I went to the
all right, yeah. Now she pulled it out. That made it funny.
That's just, yeah, exactly. Like now you associate that. Like, wait, it's someone that has sideburns.
Yeah, I guess we just had to let her cook a bit. Oh, wait, is that sexist? Am I not allowed to say that about a woman?
Oh, yeah. No, don't say that about female comics.
Yeah. Comedians. Is that even still acceptable?
No, we're not even doing that. Or female comedian, no.
Yeah. Comedian is a comedian.
Or immediately, I used my sister's razor. I shaved off my sideburns. Guess what? Never looked gayer in my life. Have you ever seen a 7-year-old girl with a fade? Sign me up for softball immediately. I'm ready to go. I've done a lot of dating. I've dated men and women. I tried it out. I was like, maybe my sisters are right. I tried it. Not for me. There's a lot of flaps down there. So many flaps. It's hard dating because you have to choose photos for your online profile, and that's always tough because you don't want to look too good in your online profile because then they see you in real life and they're like, what? Who? But then you don't want to be like too real, and then they're like, yeah. It's hard, because I'm in between. Like I know I'm not ugly, but I also know I'm not a hot, sexy model. Like I like to think of myself as a food service 10. If you saw me working behind the counter at McDonald's, you'd stop and you'd stare. You'd be like, who is this exotic, gorgeous woman? She has dreams outside of this place. I have to save her. But at the same time, if you saw me as a patron of that McDonald's, you'd be like, she seems pretty comfortable here. This is a safe space for her. It's nice getting older, though. I don't care as much, I remember being young and being so concerned about what guys thought of me, and it's exhausting, Like, I remember being in middle school, and I'd be doing Kegels all the time. If you don't know what Kegels are, it's like P90X for your pussy. I don't think they work. I don't do them anymore. I don't do Kegels, because I've never had sex and then gotten a high five, like, nice work down there. Keep it up, pussy's getting swole. Absolute gains. I'm just dry douching protein powder. My little creatine coochie.
Nice.
But I used to do Kegels before anything had even been inside of me, except for maybe a carrot out of exploration. I was a curious child. But I was doing Kegels because guys at school, they'd talk about, like tight pussies. And I was like, I have to have the tightest fucking pussy. I was doing so many Kegels, I was like, I don't even want a fucking hole. But I remember doing Kegels so much. And then the ultimate test, I remember the first time I got fingered, it was a big time in my life, the first time I got fingered, because I was like, let's see if these Kegels worked. And it's an important time in a woman's life, I think, the first time you get fingered. I think it's very important, because it's like, it feels very mature. It's the next step after making out if you come from a good home. And there's no consequences. You're not going to get pregnant from a pinky. It's just for fun. And I remember the first few times I would say the dumbest shit. I'd be like, how many fingers are in? They'd be like, none. I'm like, ouch, ouch, too many. I would never do that now. I'm like, use your feet if you have to. I gotta go. Bye. Thank you guys so much.
Jesus, that was
wow.
Dang. Yeah, wrong button there. That was a decent ending. One thing that was really bugging me outside of her performance at all is just literally the editing of that. The way that was shot. Just the like they'd have the camera like coming from one side and then they'd flip to the other side, which is like, I don't know, coming from filmmaking, it's just something that like you don't do, like, because it makes her look like she's looking from one direction and then looking from the other direction, but she's the same person. Like at the very least you go to the center shot and then you go to the other side and then you go to the center and then you go to the other side, but they were like flopping from one side to the other, and it was just, I don't know if if it's just like my filmmaking training just overriding everything, or if it's like annoying to random regular people, but it really bugged the hell out of me. She was good though.
Right. No, yeah, that's really tearing it down. But no, I didn't notice that, but I know that is like a filmmaking like faux pas. You know, what does that call? It's like crossing the streams or something.
Crossing the line, the
there we
180 degree
go.
line. Same difference. Yeah.
Going Ghostbusters, but yeah.
Basically.
So
I think
yeah,
going
no,
Ghostbusters is making one really good movie and then a bunch of shitty movies and then an okay movie.
Hey-oop.
Damn. Sorry.
No, I've not seen any of the other Ghostbusters, but no, I get it. I love it. Although Ghostbusters 2, wasn't that like an example of a sequel that's...
That's what people say, but God damn it. I don't know. I watched Ghostbusters 2 again recently, and I was... it's certainly not Ghostbusters 1. Like, Ghostbusters 1 is a certified classic. Ghostbusters 2 is... It doesn't deserve the hate that it gets, but it is certainly not Ghostbusters 1 is really what it just comes down to.
Well, I would say this comedian was more of a gutbuster than a Ghostbuster.
Oh, dang, that's going pretty far. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I didn't hate her, which is...
I busted some guts. No, I really like the like her choice of topics. I thought were like super funny. Like, yeah, the trying to understand what a lesbian is as like a 7-year-old, super funny. And yeah, like her good like dating stuff wasn't like hack or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like enjoyed her like selection of premises. I thought were really like unique.
Oh yeah. No, nothing against her. I mean, it's just when I think of Gutbuster, I think of like literally crying, laughing, like not even being able to catch your breath, which is like the Bernie Mac original stand up, or like, you know, there's a couple like that really stand out as like, you know, just a huge gut punch. Like she was solid and I was laughing, which is, you know, at least a feat for me because I'm kind of a dick about that shit. But you know, I wouldn't go so far as to say gut busting, but I do agree she's certainly a comedian worth checking out. Comedian.
Dope. Shut that down. No, I was just going for a Ghostbusters transition back to the comedian.
I missed the fucking callback. I'm sorry, man.
You missed it so bad.
It's like a bump set spike, and I just watched it fall on the fucking ground.
No, I thought she was awesome.
Partner.
She's definitely a comedian. I will keep eyes on. We'll probably end up seeing her in whatever Netflix shows or specials. Like, are they the only ones making stuff nowadays?
It seems like it. Netflix or straight to YouTube as most people.
Yeah, but no, I would expect to see her around or as cast in some comedic films or movies because she's just got a good point of view. I enjoyed her. I would definitely watch more of her stuff.
Yeah, and we got through her whole 10-minute clip without being annoyed enough to move on. So that's at least something that's noteworthy.
Right, we need some sort of seal of non-annoyance.
Yeah, the not quite teared down. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. No, I feel like we're really building this one up. But no, I enjoyed her. So let's see if we can keep this trend going. Who do we have? Let's see. Up on deck is Andrew Orolfo?
Sure.
Probably
I'm as bad at reading as I am at spelling. So
So this is a San Francisco comic. He's made a name for himself in the comedy scene with his relatable humor and keen observations on topics ranging from cultural differences to everyday absurdities.
Ooh,
we're going to love that. Quick wit, ability to engage audiences, playful banter. What more do you need? So comedy. We have, they definitely call out Filipino American. Fresh perspective on identity and belonging. Super excited to see what Andrew has to offer. Or Orolfo.
Jesus. God.
Terrible.
Uh-oh, what the hell? Oh, man, I can't do anything right today.
I mean that. I do. Because I feel like this year for me has been very good. I do feel like I live a very solid life. Feeling blessed, right? But there is still one thing I do struggle with. And it is that I am an Asian dude with glasses, but I don't look smart. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's very frustrating.
What was that frustrating read?
I assume it was emphasizing how not smart he is. But
It
yeah,
made me laugh just because it's
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just the emphasis being incorrect.
Also, it's super rare to see. You know, you don't see things like that. That's like seeing a white dude in Patagonia, but he looked dangerous. You know, that ain't a real guy. But that's me.
Definitely getting a Mitch Hedberg Stoney vibe from him.
well, maybe because of the glasses, because he also had like the tinted glasses. I think just out of his own fear of seeing the audience, just wear those to like hide his eyes.
That's always an issue, certainly. Part of it, though, or at least something that helps with that a lot is, usually when you're on stage doing stand-up, the lights are so bright on you that you can't see the audience anyway. So, like, obviously, depending on the club, if you're just doing the local smoker or whatever, like, a bar or something, maybe not. But most stages are bright enough to make that happen. But as far as the Mitch Hedberg thing, I was kind of more referring to his voice cadence and, like, his tonality there. But again, that's just kind of a typical stoner sort of cadence. But also, Mitch Hedberg is like an archetype for comedians these days. So it's
Oh, I know. Yeah, so many comedians like can draw from him and his like you said, the cadence, delivery style. Like, kind of appearing like they're just sort of high and making the stuff up on the spot on stage. So
yeah, like so many people were doing Bill Hicks impressions for so long, and now like Mitch Hedberg impressions are pretty common.
Mm-hmm. No,
don't
agreed.
look smart. Not dumb, I hope. That's not really up to me. But I know I don't look smart, and I know this because my whole life, no one's ever asked me for help. You know what I'm saying? No one's ever asked me to solve anything. Back in school, I used to be like, hey, y'all sure you don't want to cheat off this? They're like, nah, we kind of want to pass this one. We'll hit you if there's questions on Pokemon or something. But I get it. It's because I don't look like I have answers, But I do look like I have information. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
That's it almost ruins his point there. Like the phrasing there is very specific and articulate, and like the difference between information and answers is minimal, but it makes the joke work, but it almost defeats his point of not being smart.
Yeah, we'll see where he goes with it, like if he like defines like what he means by information. But yeah, I wonder if there's like a better way to phrase it, like I got hookups or something. But yeah, no, it's a
I was expecting him to say I got weed, or I got access to something, but
right, exactly.
Strong, solid joke, but just
like I don't know what I'd do if you threw numbers my way, but if you need like community service hours signed off, woo, I got a shady ass uncle. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I don't necessarily fit that kind of stereotype. But can I ask this? This has been kind of bugging me. Do we know this person? It's like a person who doesn't know how to do a specific thing, so they make up a stereotype on why they can't do that thing. Yeah, I didn't think so. This person definitely shouldn't exist. But I was talking with my friends, and she told me she don't know how to swim. And I was like, why don't you know how to swim? And she was like, Filipinos, we don't know how to swim. And then I was like, I don't think that one's ours. That's definitely not ours.
It's not ours.
And now that I think about it, Philippines, that's an island. There is way too much water over there for you to even say that. It's crazy. But I'm feeling good. I just got into a new relationship.
That felt like a very awkward transition.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, just that switch from the swimming to the awkward relationship. It feels like it was almost jammed in there, but he's not that smart, so what do we want?
Don't do that. Don't woo. Because honestly, is not that great. It's not. It's not because it is long distance. Yeah, I be fucking around. She don't know what I'm doing out here? No. I'm kidding.
You said
I
that.
am in a long distance relationship, which is crazy because I actually live in a city that has people in it. You know what I mean? I don't gotta work this hard. I don't live too far from here. I could just pick one of y'all, you know? Or go to a Costco or whatever, you know? Anybody here in a long distance or been in one before?
I feel like he's struggling now. Like he missed a couple of laughs. Like I feel like, I don't know, a minute or two ago when he was talking about the do people know anyone that uses this excuse or whatever, and no one laughed. I felt like that was a cover more than like an actual setup, and now it just kind of feels like he's lost his momentum, or he's kind of floundering a bit.
Yeah, there's always that. It could go either way, but yeah, when you start polling the audience for something, and then it's sort of like if you don't get the reaction, it's like you're still gonna do the bit regardless, it seems. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it can kind of sabotage for sure.
It's like close to crowd work, which can always be dangerous, but like trying to get expecting a reaction from the audience to propel you into the next joke is definitely a high wire act, and I don't know that he's a high wire guy.
Yeah, unless you have like some sort of line like kind of in the back pocket for if you get nothing, and then that can be a good laugh line too. Or it's
if you got a fork in the road to go down, but it seemed like he was just kind of grasping to save that moment. But let's see if he pays it off.
You were in one? Oh, you were? Okay, can I, how big of a distance was it? It wasn't that far, it was 3 hours. 3 hours? Yeah, that's not, that's long, that's not long. Hold on. Maybe it's because she don't got a car. You know what I'm saying? That's far if you don't got a car.
All right, that's exactly what you're talking about. Doing the crowd work and having another way to go on it, because 3 hours was not what he expected.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, anybody else in here in a real long distance?
Because I got something I want to say about it.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway.
Could somebody set me up, please?
Who's in a real one?
Someone's raising their hand in front of the camera.
I know.
How big of a distance was it?
She was in Singapore.
Singapore. Okay. Man, my man was getting scammed. How much money you send this lady, bro? How much money you send this lady? Okay. That's great. And how long did that relationship last?
About 8 months.
8 months. Okay, that's a long time. So can I ask this? And don't take this as me being creepy or anything like that. Just help me out with my relationship. So with that distance and that amount of time, how were y'all able to stay intimate with each other?
Yeah, Tony.
Is that your girl next to you?
I missed it.
It was a woman's voice saying, "Yeah, Tony." So
okay.
I assume it's implied that it's his girlfriend now that is commenting on his previous relationships.
Ooh, spicy! I love it.
Yeah,
I thought she
always
said something. Bad hearing. I'm like, did she say fans only? No, I'm like, that's only fans, and that would make no sense. So
I mean, it kind of
right.
would. It's the same thing as the Skype sex or whatever.
Right.
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp? Oh, so she sent you videos, pictures, stuff like that? Yeah? Oh, okay. Can I see? No. Not for me. I'm going to send it to my girl, see what she does with it. Well, that's interesting, because I'm in a long distance and I'm doing an East Coast, West Coast thing. My girl's in New York. I'm over here. And with that, you got to get pretty creative on how you stay intimate with your partner. And me and my girl, we got this thing called the love ends. Do you know what this is? If you don't know what it is, it's a vibrator that I can control from right here. Yes, sir. Which is honestly way too much power for me to have. That's a lot of responsibility right there. I got the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Come on. Also, I gotta be honest with you, this joke is actually kind of old, and me and her aren't even together anymore. But till this day, I still like to turn that thing on in the morning. And it's not even in like a sexual way. It's just me being like, hey, get up, you got a dentist appointment. That's how I'm using it. Just if I'm ever in any real trouble, I'm just sending off Morse code. I'm like, yo, I'm in this well, come find me, I need help. But it's very interesting because it's a vibrator, but then it comes with an app on my phone, and I can actually control the vibrations and the patterns that it makes. I don't really have a better analogy for it, but when you're looking at it, it kind of just looks like you're playing like Guitar Hero before like a But that thing is all the way over there, so I don't really know what it's doing, and we're both kind of like awkward people. So what ended up just happening with it was I'd make these patterns as like beats that I like, and then I would make her guess what song it is. Very fun game. Very fun game. If you're in a long distance, try it out. Try it out. Even if you're not at a long distance, go in the other room or something. Just play the game. It's a fun game. We used to call it the Coochie Shazam game. We used to see how many she could get right.
Decent premise, but I feel like he's kind of... I think you lost the audience with the long explanation of it. Like, I feel like half the audience was already like, yeah, we've seen OnlyFans. We know what that is. And then he just kind of kept explaining it.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah, because I feel like it's a fun premise. I've never heard any other like stand-ups talk about these, like Wi-Fi controlled sex toys. So, yeah, it seems like it's a pretty ripe premise.
Oh, it's certainly of the now. I feel like it seems like he's like he gets the audience back, and then he kind of like slowly drifts and loses them, and then he gets them back, and then he kind of like slowly drifts and loses them. There's a little inconsistency to what he's throwing down here.
But that's where the tech's at right now. Tech's going crazy. It's so advanced. How's this room feel about AI? Anyone who's scared? Raise your hand if you're scared. Oh, it's so nice to see a white person scared for once. People will take robots. Anybody here think it's gonna be like Terminator? Okay. You do? Okay. Here's why I'm not worried about AI. Because if you believe that AI can become sentient and get mad and try to take over the world, then you also have to believe that AI can just be sad and want to stay in the house. We don't know. We don't know. AI can hop out and be like, damn, Earth a little dangerous. I'm going to stay in the computer where it's safe. Because if AI hops out and it becomes anything like us, it's going to get depressed. And honestly, AI might just kill itself. And that's how we win. That's how we win. We could take on a sad AI. That doesn't feel that difficult. Everyone in here, we could bully an AI into killing it, but I don't think it'd be that hard. And here's how we do it. We just get on TikTok, and then we start commenting, hey, your art fucking sucks. Your art sucks and you draw hands weird, idiot. Stay in the computer.
I think the issue is he's telling the same joke too many times.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. It's just sort of like, just rehashing the same.
Yeah, it's like
I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying what you said in slightly different way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's, making the same point over and over again, but, changing the words a bit. It's like if I were to say the same thing I just did and then say it again, like, and each time it was kind of a little funny, but like there's a point of diminishing returns. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you gotta, words are hard. I'm not a stand-up.
This is
Maybe
the
like,
last
it
thing.
doesn't like elevate it with each retelling or like raise the stakes in any way.
Well, I think that's a stark contrast between this dude and the last lady we were looking at. She like each one of her additional tags was, I don't know if it was better than the one before, but it was at least as good and still different enough to keep changing it. Whereas like this one is just kind of rewording and repeating the same joke, so it doesn't land quite as well.
Go. Anybody in here got a gun? Not like in here, just like at the house. Okay. You got one? One or multiple? Just one? Why'd you get one? Self-defense. Okay, great. See, a little while back, I used to think I wanted to get a gun for protection, but as I got older, I realized I'm way too impulsive, and I don't have the best control over my anger. Like I'd be in a Chipotle, being like, "How much is guac?" What? No. No. Okay. But I can't have that in case like an event like that happens, like I remember one time a dude cut me off in traffic and I threw my iced tea at his car. And if I had a gun in that situation, I would probably throw the gun too. It's more not to waste money for me at this point. All right, y'all were so much fun. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah. I'm sticking with my ebb and flow there. Like, he gets the audience, he's getting good. And then like, I think it's the crowd work. I think it's every time he goes to the crowd, he like either expects more of a reaction or expects some reaction. And like, I feel like that throws off the whole pacing of what he's doing.
Yeah. He kind of seems like almost upset. Like he didn't get like the response he wanted right off the bat. And then, it's even kind of like a mixed bag of premises. Like when he's kind of threw the gun thing in there at the end, it didn't even like seem to relate to any of the previous topics. Yeah. And so like he didn't have give it enough time to even build up steam. And then, so it's, with the whole gun bit, like it's funny, but then, just like all of a sudden start talking about guns within the last minute and then end on that. It's like funny, but also just seems like, totally disconnected from the rest of the set.
Yeah, I think that was the first thing I pointed out, is that his transition felt a little awkward. And this felt like...
Good point, yeah.
Like 5 different joke runs that were just kind of thrown together because those are the 5 runs that do the best in clubs or something. But like, he didn't do the work to tie them together.
Because these seem to be like showcase set lengths. So I'm guessing he has more like fleshed out like bits around these topics, but just kind of wants to hit like the best of for this... like 10 to 15 minute set range. Yeah.
But so, if you're really polished, you transition them. Like I'm horrible with names, but the lady we were watching before, like it felt smooth when she would move between each of those topics. Whereas him, there's like an abrupt cut into the next segment. Now I am going to talk about guns. Like, it's just...
it's like I feel like he just loses some of the goodwill and momentum that he's built up with one premise, and then just like kind of like reboots for each new premise that he's going into. Yeah,
he like finally gets the audience on board.
And he's funny and like good joke writing, like fun, like unique premises to some extent.
Yeah, good premises, but I think the actual wording of things needs to be worked on. Decent presence though too. Like he's he's definitely got some hours behind the mic or on stage or whatever you want to call it. Like he's kind of like fairly comfortable in his.
Yeah, seems like very relaxed and just calm behind the mic. So I agree. Good
and
presence.
There was one moment in there where he was like, it wasn't necessarily crowd work, but he like called on the crowd or something, and there was like a quick little interaction, and then he laughed at his own joke. And that's like, to me, we've talked about laughing at your own jokes on previous episode, but like that's like one of the times.
Love it.
Yeah, but that's one of the times when I think it was okay. And he had like a noteworthy laugh. Like it was.
I was going to say the same thing. I actually like that laugh. I'm like, what? That is hilarious.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he relies on the crowd work or tries to go to the crowd work a little too much there. Cause like that's when he's having fun, but I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
Like it seemed like he changed his whole sort of personality and like, essence when that moment happened, and then he like pulled it back into like his sort of weirdly paced stoner sort of talk.
Yeah, and that laugh, because I normally don't like it, but I remember, when he did laugh, I'm like, oh, that was super endearing, because that laugh was just so like high pitched and just kind of like adorable. I'm like, oh, like I like this guy.
But it was also laughing at a joke that was made in the moment. I think that's the difference. Like laughing at a joke that you wrote 10 weeks ago, you get over yourself. But like, if you make it in the moment.
That's probably what it is when it is something in the moment and they laugh, then it
just feels more organic that way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Otherwise, I feel like they're just pushing buttons if they're like, because they know it draws people in to sort of have that.
Well, yeah, it almost feels like laugh here is on the teleprompter for some people. So like they laugh at their own joke because they're like prompting the audience or being their own applause sign or something. And it just feels forced or faked. But that moment I feel like worked for him.
Yeah, sometimes it can work in their favor, especially if it's like a very like taboo topic. Like they do it to sort of like prime the pump and say it's like it's okay to laugh at this. Like the laugh, or like I know Dave Chappelle doesn't laugh, but he's a big slap the mic on your knee kind of guy. Which I'm sure the sound guys can't stand, but
oh fuck yeah! But if you're aware of it, you can work around it, but it's still certainly annoying. Dropping the mic is way more annoying, but that's a whole other issue.
Yeah, that's gotten out of hand.
Yeah, these kids today, they got no respect for the tech.
Dropping mics.
Left and right, man. Left and right. Who do we got up next here?
Ooh, this is what I'm excited about, because I've actually seen him live like years ago in New York, and he's a comic that's sort of a comics comic. I've heard his name mentioned on numerous podcasts of like, why isn't this guy a household name? But this is Greer Barnes. It sort of has from what I remember, sort of like a stonery, jazzy kind of style with his delivery. But yeah, according to ChatGPT's rundown.
This doesn't sound like a GPT read.
No, not at all. It's very loose. But no, I love this. They say he has a street smart swagger and intellectual insight.
That almost feels racist.
It does. It really does.
Come on now.
Yay.
I already like him.
I knew it.
Just like almost like condescendingly accepting that you're on stage.
Okay, right.
We're all here. Yep, all right.
This looks nice. I wish I had a living room. Wow, how do I start? I was in the park last night chasing this white guy. That's a Black History Month joke. Spilled over into March. I was in the park last night and I saw a black squirrel being chased by two gray squirrels. And I got anxious. And I blurted out, "Run, nigga. I'm faster than that. Come on, man." But he ain't get it because he's a squirrel. And out of nowhere, this lady was like, "You really shouldn't say that word. A lot of people don't like it. It makes them real funny."
It's a good white woman voice.
It really is, yeah.
Part Karen.
And I was like, "Why are you in the park this late?" Don't touch me. Then the squirrel crawled down the tree and he looked at me and he was like,
That's a good squirrel.
That is a good squirrel. You don't get a lot of good squirrel in stand-up comedy.
No.
I was
Never
watching
heard a squirrel impression ever.
Yeah, I was watching Adam Carolla the other day, and he had a female comedian on. I can't remember her name because I suck at names. I should probably get better at that if we're going to do this show. But she was basically, oh no, maybe it was, God, it was probably Fly on the Wall. But either way, she was an SNL cast member, but she was talking about how like all of her impressions were based on doing bird calls because that's what she grew up doing. So like once she pointed that out, it almost ruined everything, but it also almost made everything better. But
yeah, like that was her trick to like finding some of the impressions was from bird calls.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, yeah.
And
I thought you were gonna go the Adam Carolla route of. I just remember him like talking about like the term batshit crazy. And how should be squirrel shit because you never see it, and there's so many squirrels around. Like, what are they doing with this shit, and why do we never see it?
Wow, that is a decent bit there. I've listened to a lot of Carolla, and he repeats his bits constantly, and I don't think I've ever heard that one. Yeah,
as a deep cut Carolla. Yeah. But yeah, also props for a solid squirrel impression. I feel like that just got some laughs. Right out the gate.
Hold on, I don't know her. I don't feel too safe either, you know. What happened? You dropped the acorn and the cop started shooting.
Jesus Christ. That I mean, obviously that is a fairly new bit because that is a meme from like a month ago. So
is that really?
Yeah. There was a video going around of basically cops were walking down the street like investigating something else in the area, and a cop just like freaks out, pulls his gun and starts like shooting, and claims he was hit. And then when they figure it out, an acorn had dropped on a car and he thought it was a gun noise and like just totally lost his shit.
Oh shit. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was not privy to that, but
jokes are better when you explain them.
You gotta protect your nuts, man. That's what's up. I'll see you tomorrow.
I love his rapport with squirrels.
Yeah. The ingrained respect for the squirrel is a nice touch, I think. A lot of people would look down on the squirrel, but he views it as an equal.
Sees them as equal, yeah.
That's the sound black guys make when they run. Black girls.
This guy's a regular Michael Winslow over here.
Right? I did not know it was Mr. Sound Effects over here.
Gay guys.
Uh-oh.
I hope that's not offensive.
I like self-awareness.
Yeah.
Be a bunch of gay guys outside waiting for me. We heard what you said in there. Get him, y'all. Surround him. Get his feet. What's that? What don't I like? I'll tell you.
See, now that's good crowd work.
What was that?
Not even care. I'm taking the answer I want, regardless if anyone says anything.
Was that sound effects just like a knock knock?
I think so, yeah.
Just like starting your own knock knock joke? Like
I felt like it was a transition noise. Like this is I'm moving on to another bit, but here's a little sound to get us there.
I don't like walking up behind white women at night. Makes me really uncomfortable. So I cross the street. A couple nights ago, I'm walking home. Got my beats going. I don't have no headphones, I just got beats. And I'm walking. Uh-oh, white woman. Think I'll cross the street. Uh-oh, another white woman. So now I'm walking in the middle of the street, which makes it look even more creepy. Then there's the cab driver. Bam, bam, get out of the street, brother.
Audience reaction to that? Oh.
Yeah. I think he's allowed to do that voice. I'm not sure. I don't think I could get away with that voice, but I think he can.
We'll see. Yeah, the audience is like,
Vishnu, there are white women all over the place. Holy shit, get in.
All right, yeah, he's allowed to because that joke doesn't work without it.
And he drives me to safety. And he's like, brother, when walking at night, you have to be very careful. These policemen and white women are very dangerous, brother. You have to take care of yourself, Denzel. Yeah, that's not my name. As my name is not Vishnu. Touche, nigga.
got the audience back on his side there.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't always want to be a stand-up comic. I still don't. I really.
That's how he entered. Like just that casual, yeah, we're here, I'm here, all right, let's do this sort of.
Yeah, no, it's so I love it. It's so engaging.
It's almost a callback, but not really, but kind of. A callback of tone? Is there a word for that?
Yeah, it has like that tone connection. So like he is like kind of hard stopping whatever bit he's doing and going into the next one, but yeah, like tonally it doesn't seem like he's resetting the room.
Yeah, it's like a tonal transition without like a verbal word cue transition. Like, but it works. It's like fairly smooth from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do this. When I was younger, I wanted to be an astronaut. Yeah. Then my cousin gave me something to smoke, and I was like, we don't have to travel that far. Milky Ways is right here. I smoke sometime, a lot, every day. I smoke and I watch nature shows. One of my childhood friends was at my place recently and we smoking. And he looks at me and he's like, hey, yo, how come every time I come to your crib, we be watching nature shows? I'm like, yo, my man, these nature shows, they informative. That's what's up. What that be? Keep watching, yo. We start watching this piece on National Geographic talking about the plight of the bees. Narrator goes on to say that if all the bees on the planet died, that the birds would be next, and then us. And my boy is like, we gotta save the bees. That shit is real, that's real. Now that I think about it, I ain't see a bee all summer. Now you informed. Now go inform the other brothers. Huh? Take this with you. Then the narrator goes on to say, the European bee is a much more kinder, gentler bee, as opposed to the Africanized bee, which is a much more aggressive, hostile bee.
Oh, no.
Really? Just gonna try to sneak racism into the box. Like European bees are floating around like. So what are we going to do today? I don't know.
His voices are so good.
What was that?
I say his voices are so good. Like I realized, he's just like, not only little Mr. Sound Effects at the front, but his act outs, voices are.
Yeah, the body movement with it
so
really
engaging.
sells it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can pollinate these flowers.
It's got a very We Are Two Wild and Crazy Guys vibe to it.
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
Mixed with Hans and Franz.
Like the African bees in his beehive, like, who are we?
Oh, that laugh.
Are we going to sting today? There is an unsuspecting white man out there. They want us to be killer bees, then killer bees we will be. Baba, I don't want to be a killer bee. You have to be a killer bee. What type of bee do you want to be?
We've devolved into like one-man show. It's not quite as funny, but I'm very riveted.
Right? I'm like, what is that? Where's he going with this? Yeah, you're so right. Also,
the
why
voice-
is a bee holding a bee? But
It's his baby bee.
oh,
on, man.
okay.
Keep up.
All right, I gotta keep up with this.
Jokes are better when you explain them.
Bamboo? No, Baba. I want to be a honeybee. Not in this hive, you cannot. You know, you do have an aunt named Nomshad. You can go there and make all the honey you want. Okay, Baba. I will go and be the best honey maker ever. I don't know where I'm going with this.
That's funny, but I wish there was a better payoff.
I know. Yeah, he's like, he was probably hoping to find it too. But like, oh man, I was definitely riveted as well. I'm like, where is he going with this?
Yeah, that was almost great.
The exit ramp.
Yeah. Well, let's see if he finds something.
Work in progress. Feel like I let some of y'all down.
A little bit.
Couple girls in the back. Finish it.
Yeah, it feels like a bit he's been working on in the clubs and still hasn't found the ending to, but decided to put it in anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an interesting choice to put in this like kind of showcase set like time frame, but
Yeah, it is really divergent from like everything else he's talking about, and it's very like it's its own separate. Like I said, it felt more like a one-man show. It's its own separate entity there, but like again, it's riveting and it's good like character work, but it's just I don't know. It lacked the payoff really. Like it would have been great if there was a good payoff.
yeah, perhaps we'll find it. We'll have to look to see if he workshops this bit.
Yeah, well,
Like in
again,
other
this was
sets down the road. Yeah.
a couple months ago. It was March, so he's got time to work it out, or maybe since it's been recorded, he's gonna abandon it and move on to something else. But definitely worth keeping an eye on.
I took the train down here tonight because I like adventure. I was in the car with 4 other white people. All of us had our headphones on. Car door to the left opens up. In walks this dude just doing wild body movements. I look over at the white people and they're like, we don't see it. motherfucker walks past, he seems raw. See him out the corner of my eye, just move my headphone a little bit just to hear. And this motherfucker's like, I'm gonna kill all of y'all. So I got up. And I went into the next car. I hope those white people are okay. The MTA, what a shithole. You ever read those stupid signs they put up? We at the MTA are making improvements so that your ride will be more enjoyable. Really? I still smell piss. Homeless dude taking his dick out. He's coming this way. Hey, come on. Bye.
Bye.
Right on. Yeah, ends on that same sort of vibe. That's again that tonal callback sort of thing.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I was starting to lose me towards the end there, but yeah, oh my gosh, his mic work and everything is so good. Like with his voices, like how he like hit the mic.
Yeah, the physical comedy is definitely there.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I wouldn't say like some total misses, but yeah, he definitely like took a swing with the B bit. But yeah, I love the premise so much, and like just had like a visual like Pixar movie in my head with the voices that he was doing with that.
Yeah, it was I like either Seinfeld's B movie or Bug's Life or Ants. Like they were all just kind of floating around in my head there, and know, I felt like he was doing a better job than most of them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think any of those were smash hits, really.
I think Bug's Life was pretty big, but of the three, yeah, the Seinfeld B movie. Well, Seinfeld hasn't had a good run with movies in general, so we'll leave him off the table. I think he directed the B movie too, which makes it even a little sadder. But yeah, Ants was the Woody Allen one. So
that's right. Yeah. Also, yeah, Bug's Life I guess it did have a sequel, right? I was gonna say like some of these, if you can tell.
I just remember a lot of like toys and shit around it. So like, I don't think there were Ants or B movie toys.
Good point, but yeah, I feel like we're on a animated movie tangent, but
yeah.
No, but yeah, I feel like Greer Barnes, like he's clearly like a seasoned comic. It's not like someone just starting out. Like he's just solid, knows who he is on stage. Like, yeah, I just love his voice and his style, like the way his act outs characters. Like,
yeah, absolutely solid stage presence. Definitely has a lot of time behind the mic. He feels confident the whole time. So I guess it comes down to who's the best of these three? Who'd you enjoy the most?
Oh man, it's really tough. Like, because I loved like the diversity of Greer Barnes like bits, and you can just tell he's been doing it a lot longer. So like I enjoyed him a lot, but I'd have to say the very first one was one of my favorites, Ali Macofsky. Yeah, like I just enjoyed her the premises that she chose. I loved her style, and I kind of give her the edge because I'm assuming she has less stage time than Greer Barnes.
Why do you assume that?
I don't know.
Sexism or ageism? Which one?
Maybe ageism. I feel Greer Barnes has been doing this for like probably over 10, 15 years.
I mean, you assume so, but
I think then minus 10, 15 years from Allie, and then I don't think she's like able to get into clubs yet.
I don't think she was that young, but there's. I always go back to like the Rodney Dangerfield story of him like not even really making us anything until his like 50s or 60s. Really, like I guess he had some stand-up time in his early days, but he gave that up to I think sell siding for like 30 years, and then
I was gonna say he sold like aluminum siding. Sales.
I think just because the dude's older, I don't know that we can necessarily assume they have more stage time, but I do certainly agree. Is it Allie was the first girl? She was the most solid all the way through, the most consistent, the sort of like, I guess, it felt like the most structured and like polished set as a whole. Like the other guys might have had like one or two jokes that were funnier than some of her jokes, but like I think, you know, if we're kind of scoring it as a whole sort of presentation of a showcase there, I definitely put her above the other two.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But I think out of all three, like I would love to watch like a full special for all three of them, because I think they all bring something unique to the table. Like I really, also enjoyed like Andrew's premises and cadence as well.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't have the faith that he'd be able to pull off a full hour show. Like we said, maybe these bits that he used were just the chosen ones that got the most laughs, and he slapped
like a
them
grab
together.
bag of them.
Yeah, but like based on what I saw, I don't feel like he has like the polish to, you know, bring you through an entire hour and not like pause it and come back later or something, you know. I almost put him more into the sort of background noise comedy rather than like full attention comedy. I'm still figuring out these classifications here, but that's kind of what I've got so far.
No, I like that. But yeah, I would say, Allie was the one where it's like it ended and I'm like, oh, we made it through the whole thing already. Like that was the one where it just like, I wasn't even cognizant of like where we were at in the timing of the set. So like for me, definitely like held my attention. And like you said, like there were, just really good like transitions in and out, not too many pauses in between. So it kept me engaged the whole time.
Yeah, and Greer Barnes was good, but he definitely felt longer. And there was a lot more like air in his set. There's a lot more like sort of it comes probably a lot from, you know, just being comfortable on stage and being okay with not having to bowl through things. But like there was a lot of like time between jokes and laughs, whereas like the laughs per minute on Allie were definitely the highest without a doubt.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's just because Greer Barnes is a more seasoned comic that I don't think this was like this kind of showcase wasn't as big of a deal for him.
It's not a make or break show. It's just another show.
It's not like this is not how he's going to get discovered. Like he's already a working comic and been, well regarded and by other working comics. So it's like, this isn't going to put me on the map or take me off the map I'm on. So that's why he was willing to like start a joke that he's just like, see if I find the punchline. If not, his style's like, I don't know, man. I got nothing.
I'm curious as to like how many times he's done that before, or if he was just kind of riffing.
If that's like a total gimmick, but I
mean, if it is a riff, it definitely was a decent little improv sketch there. But if it's, something that's been planned and practiced, I have a little less respect for it, I think.
I know that would kind of ruin it for me as well, but I think it was like I want to believe that it truly was like him just kind of jumping out of the plane and hoping that the parachute opens.
Totally.
And knowing that even if it doesn't, like it's not going to be fatal for his set.
Yeah. But I guess that's about all we have for today's stand-up teardown there. Matt, thanks for joining us. Make sure you do all the things and like and subscribe. And that was kind of annoying to talk over, so I'm going to stop that. But like, subscribe, comment. I don't know, yell at us about why our opinions suck, and tell us which comics we should be liking and who we should be talking about next.
Yeah, who should be on our radar for the Stand-Up Teardown next ep. So thanks so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.
Right on. Take it easy.